Today we are going straight to where the core of healing happens, talking to the part of us that still feels afraid, still feels abandoned, and still feels responsible for everything that went wrong. I'm talking about your inner child. This is the emotional part of your brain that still holds unmet needs, pain, and survival scripts from the past. Sometimes when we feel anxious, overwhelmed, or even triggers, it's often this younger part of us hijacking the controls. And we spend so much time and energy trying to fix our adult problems when sometimes the fastest way to peace is simply to pause and ask this part, what do you need to hear from me right now? And this is the essence of reparenting yourself. Today, we are going to be exploring 3 core messages that your inner child has been desperately waiting for you, the adult, to deliver them. Let's start with the first message. The first message your inner child needs to hear is, I am here now and I am not going anywhere. The deepest pain most of us carry is the feeling of being abandoned, neglected, or left to deal with things that were far too big for us. This younger part of you learned that the world was unpredictable and that caregivers were unreliable, unsafe, and absent. That creates a constant chronic sense of instability. And in adulthood, it manifests as people pleasing, fear of rejection, and a severe panic when physically alone. To heal this, you have to become the constant presence that your younger self never had. When you feel triggered, find a quiet place, put a hand on your heart or your stomach, and repeat that sentence out loud or even in your mind. I am here now. I am not leaving you. We are safe together. This establishes you, the adult, as the reliable, stable parent. And it's also an act of nervous system regulation because it directly counters the feeling of abandonment. Now let's move to the second core truth. The second message that must be delivered to your inner child is, none of this was your fault. You are worthy of love then, just as you are now. So many of the survival scripts, like the sacrificing, the fixing, the people pleasing, were strategies that the child invented to try and earn love, to prevent chaos. They were driven by a terrifying belief that if something bad happened, then it must have been because I was bad. This is the logic of a child trying to make sense of an unsafe world. And we are going to overwrite that core memory. And you, the adult, have the historical context and wisdom to deliver this truth. You are just a child. You did the best you could with the tools that you had. The fault lies with the adults that failed to protect you, not with you. And your world was never dependent on your performance or your ability to fix the family. And this declaration releases the toxic burden of guilt and shame that the child has been carrying, finally validating their intrinsic value and innocence. The final and perhaps the most liberating message your inner child needs to absorb is, you do not have to be perfect and you are allowed to need. The inner child, often shaped by the need to overperform and perfectionism, fears making any mistakes because mistakes often led to judgment, withdrawal of love, or conflict. They learned that neediness is dangerous and imperfection is unacceptable. This traps us as adults in a constant state of overfunctioning and denying our own basic human needs for rest and support. To heal this, you have to give the inner child permission to be messy and needy. Practice asking for help for small things, even when you don't need it. Allow yourself to feel anger or sadness without trying to immediately fix it or apologize for it. When you make a mistake, look inwards and say, it's okay to have failed. I still love you. We will try again. This creates a safe space for your true imperfect self to finally emerge and breathe. Integrating these 3 messages, presence, permission, and innocent, is not a one-time fix. It's a profound daily practice of self-compassion. Healing is the process of becoming the loving, secure attachment that you always deserved.